Good morning, everybody. Enter the stars. And there's a lot going on in the world. We've got elections. We have riots in France, in Paris. We have riots here in the United States. You ever think to yourself, whatever happens after a riot? What is the end result? What is the end game? Is anything ever accomplished? And I began to contemplate that question to myself and understand that the only thing that ever happens after riots in the streets and violence is more controls, additional controls by the very government that we are fighting against. And then I began to think back in the Bible of examples that Christ gave to us about not rioting. And even after the crucifixion of the Son of Man, he did not encourage rebellion and riots. Rather, he encouraged peaceful defiance. You guys, there's a lot more of us than there are them. If we all get on the same page and stop being divided, we would understand that. They don't have enough jails to fill with everybody that breaks all their laws. They don't have enough resources. The problem is we can't all get on the same page. Now, this video is about the colony in Texas. This was a project in Denton County, Texas, a suburb of Dallas. Now, I used to live here, and this place intrigued me, and I wish I had more time while I was there to dig into what this is all about. But I can tell you there's something very suspicious going on, and we're going to look at the history of one of the largest peaceful rebellions that I've read about in recent history. Now, of course, you see the coordinates, 33 degrees, 96 degrees. This place is loaded with imagery, loaded with symbolism. Aside from the fact that it's called the colony, right? It's all about the bees, keeping us in these hexagons, right? Well, here's the history. The colony has derived its name from the original Peters colony. The Peters colony headquarters was located within the current boundaries of the colony in the historical community of Stewartsville and the site of the Hedgecock's War. And this is what I'm going to talk to you about today, the Hedgecock War. The colony is also the site of the Bridges settlement, established during the years of the Republic of Texas, in the oldest community in Denton County. What is the Hedgecock War? The Peters Colony Rebellion. It was an armed uprising of Texas colonists protesting what they viewed as an attempt by the Peters Colony Land Company to invalidate their land claims. In other words, they wanted to take their land for this colony. From its inception, the colony had been embroiled in controversy regarding the terms of agreement between the land company and the settlers. On February 10, 1852, the state legislature, in an attempt to satisfy both the colonists and the land company, passed a compromise law. According to the terms, all lawsuits between the land company and the states were to be withdrawn. The colonists were to be given new guidelines and extended time for filing their claims, and the state was given the land company 1,088,000 acres of land. But the colonists, concerned over the possible sale of some claims, angered over the legislature's generosity toward the land company, continued their protests and demanded that the law be repealed. In May 1852, the agent of the land company, Henry Oliver Hedgecock, after which the rebellion is named, published an explanatory proclamation that stated the colonists had until August 4th, Obama's birthday, to establish their claim with him. Proclamation, which was viewed by the company's opponents as arrogant and autocratic, ring a bell, contributed to the misinterpretation of the compromise law. The colonists were further aroused when the Attorney General, Ebenezer Allen, issued an opinion upholding the law. So this was tyranny, taking land unfairly. So what did they do? There was a mass meeting of colonists in Dallas. In 1852, Hedgecock was accused of fraud and corruption by an investigating committee, and on July 16th, John Good, led 100 armed men from the mass meeting to Hedgecock's office in Collin County. Hedgecock's files were seized and removed to the Dallas County Courthouse. No violence was done, but Hedgecock was ordered to leave the colony. He fled Austin the next day. Alarmed by the colonists' actions, the land company adopted a conciliatory tone towards the settlers. And on February 7th, an amendment to the Compromise Law satisfied to both sides was passed, except for a relatively minor adjustment made in the courts and legislature over the next 10 years. The colonists' title difficulties were ended. This is a peaceful rebellion. Now, I don't know if I would recommend taking up arms, because all it takes is one provocateur within your group to change it from a peaceful rebellion into something more. But this is how it gets done. You have numbers, and you go with the purpose. And when, even if you're all arrested, everyone sees that you tried to accomplish something, instead of just running in the streets and causing chaos. So, a lesson learned regarding the colony in Texas. Take care and be safe, you guys.